What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thank you for tapping in. Today, we're doing a quick channel update so I can tell you guys what's been going on, why you hadn't seen any videos over the last couple of days, as well as what's to come in the near future. Before we start this video, please like, comment anything that you want. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think about what we've been doing so far, what we can do better. And then don't forget to be a subscriber. Make sure that you're subscribed. We've got some great things coming up. First part of the update I want to talk about is the addition of the ability to do super chats, super thanks, as well as membership tiers being added to the channel. Behind the memberships, you're going to be able to get access to early releases of content as well as exclusive content for members only. We're keeping it super cheap right now. Memberships $2.99, and we're also looking to increase the viewers on the Patreon channel. So we've got a cheap membership over there as well. And there's going to be very specific things that we can't publish to YouTube that'll be available on Patreon. So don't forget to tap in over there. Probably just stick with $1. So all in all, if you want to get the exclusive content, you want to get the early access content, about $4 a month, and you can get a lot of new stuff. That said, now we're going to talk about the new stuff that we're bringing. So one of the major series that I'm super excited about getting into is going to be film study with the Midmaster. So about a month and some change ago, I interviewed Coach Ray, aka the Midmaster, out of Austin, Texas, and he has agreed to come on and do some film study with me. Through our personal conversation that we've had when we talk about fights, he dropped so many gems. I told him it would be selfish of me to keep that information to myself, and that it would be awesome if he came on the channel and did some live film study, things that we'll be able to do either through Patreon or directly in StreamYard, but we'll let you guys know. Members will obviously get access to it, and then the Patreon viewers will be able to see it on the replay. So it's part of the membership. So there are some perks, and when I tell you he could break things down in a way that even when you listen to some of the trainers that you know, you'll be surprised just how much insight he could provide on how things could go in the fight. He gave me some really cool tips on what might happen in the Spence Crawford fight, and damn it, Coach was on point. So I'd be interested to see what you guys think of being able to actually get into a live film study with him, so you can ask questions about what he's seeing as the fights play out. Obviously, these will be fights that already happened, and then we'll do some things, some film study as fighters prepare for matchups going head to head. For example, we might get David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. That will be a great film study to sit down and have him dissect their games and give us an idea how that fight might play out. Now, going further than that, we're also going to do film study on the football side. You've got the NFL and college football coming up, so maybe we'll pick like a marquee game of the week, and we'll break down film on each team in StreamYard and have that on Patreon as well, so you'll get that type of access. So what I'm really saying here is, if you really want to deep dive into content, Patreon and a membership is going to be the way to go, because you're not only going to be able to get early access to the basic videos, you're also going to get exclusive access to film studies and breakdowns. So other things that's coming up, bringing on more people to the team. Obviously, you know that there's me, there's also Q, and then we have a lot of regular guests that just pop by. But one of those guests, Cool K, he went from basically subscriber to commenter to special guest, and now he's actually a part of the team. He just finished his StreamYard training, so he's ready to go. He's going to be bringing you guys some specific content during the football season. He's going to pick up some weight during the boxing as I shift a little bit more focus to football as well. So we have a really diverse team that's coming in that can bring different things, and he's going to be no exception. Cool K is going to be in some videos with me, some videos with Q, as well as videos by himself. So expect to see him a lot more often, or at least hear his voice a lot more often. This team is really rapidly growing. And then finally, we're also adding a good friend of mine. He goes by B Love. He's going to be doing our fantasy football segment this season. He's already committed to the entire season, as long as fantasy football runs, which is typically from around September to January. So B Love is going to be joining us. You'll see him pop on to do some football talks. He's an avid college football fan, also a Roll Tide fan. So he's going to be sprinkling stuff about that. He'll come and talk to me about college football when we do our game of the week predictions. So expect to see his face a lot more. So in summary, we're expanding. We're going to get a little bit deeper into the football coverage this year. Remember, we started this channel in November of last year, and football season was very halfway through really, and things were starting to wind down and get ramped up for Super Bowl. So we really couldn't give the deep dives that we wanted to do because the season was underway. It would feel a little disingenuous to talk about things that were already starting to play out. This year we get to take you through the preseason and then into the regular season, off into the postseason. Last thing to throw out there, Cool K is also going to be one of our main basketball guys. As you know, I've mentioned before, Q is a former college basketball player. The dude's 6'4", he's a big dude. So, it had to be some sports in his background. His college basketball, he is pretty damn good too, out at St. Edward's University here in Texas. So he is going to be doing a lot more NBA coverage and college basketball coverage. And then you're also going to be looking at Cool K stepping in, giving a lot of coverage. Not really my forte. I know how to step back and let the pros pro. So those guys are going to really take the baton and run with it during basketball season. And I'll simultaneously get that football stuff to you, which is my wheelhouse. And I'm looking to bring on some more analysts. We do have the Olympics, should be next year. So we're going to be covering some of that stuff, track and field and the Olympic basketball teams for the men and women. A lot of the sports that people cover, typically we put out a pretty decent soccer team, and our softball and baseball teams are pretty good too. So those are things on the Olympic side that we're going to be adding to the fold. And for PBC Central, I might even do some golf. Only kidding. I don't have the interest in golf to ever talk about it on air. But that being said, that was a joke I made in the chat a couple of weeks ago before the fight. But ultimately, I'm looking to give you all so many different things and so many different reasons to come back to the channel. And we will not neglect boxing. There's a lot of good boxing coming up. Just to wrap up here, man, after such a hot run to such a built up fight, I ain't gonna lie, it was hard to really just put out other boxing content because it felt like nothing was important enough. After Fulton and Nnoye and Spence and Crawford were done, those were two mega fights in a week. It's like almost like for those out there that have had kids, whether you're the woman or the guy, that build up and then afterwards, it's kind of like almost a letdown feeling. You're happy, your bundle of joy is there, but it's kind of like you take that deep breath and then you're like, what's next? And you kind of got to get reignited to what you were doing. It's kind of been that same thing. Just need to take a deep breath. There was a lot going on and there was so much to cover. And then you just take a step back and go, okay, we did that. That was great. That was awesome. It was a spectacle. But what's next? And nothing seems to have that sizzle that those two fights did. But now I've taken a deep breath, shifted some things to allow more time to make videos. And now this update is just to let you know exactly what's going on. So you'll be able to see some things on this video itself. Some of those supers are there. The membership is there. Feel free to tap in, support the channel if you choose. If not, support with likes, follows, and subscriptions and shares. Whatever you do is positive for us because it helps us stay in the YouTube algorithm as a small channel with just over 500 subscribers. And we thank you all for being here. So this has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until the next time, I am out. Peace.